5 ways to help you make money on NFL Sunday here today on the Power 5 at any point. If you want to react to what I'm saying, go ahead, comment down below. Without further ado, let's get into it. Number one, the Atlanta Falcons are currently 8.5-point favorites against the New York Giants. Why is this significant? Well, because Falcons rookie quarterback Michael Penix Jr. is set to make his first career start. Kirk Cousins, in case you missed the news, will be released by the team at some point. Now, if the current line holds, this will be the first time ever that a rookie quarterback makes his first start in week 10 or later and is favored by at least 7 points. Pretty crazy. I know that the Giants are awful, but I think you have to take the points here because the idea that an Atlanta team that has just one win by more than 6 points all season is going to magically improve on a short week with a first time starting quarterback seems pretty insane to me. Number two, the Tennessee Titans are 2-12 ATS this season. That's not only the worst ATS record in the league, but it's tied for the worst ATS mark through 14 games in NFL history. The last time we saw a team start 2-12 ATS was the Cleveland Browns back in 2016. This week, the Titans are catching points in Indianapolis per the WagerTalk.com live odds screen. The Colts currently minus 3.5 pretty much across the board. Still seeing some fours out there. I know the Colts got a raw deal last week in Denver, giving up 31 points despite holding the Broncos under 200 total yards. But this is not a team I would want to lay points with right now. Quarterback Anthony Richardson cannot hit the broadside of a barn. Oh, by the way, getting back to the Titans' ATS woes this season, only one team in league history, that being the 2007 Ravens, has ever started a season 2-13 ATS. So hold your nose. Take the points with Mason Rudolph. Titans do have a solid defense for what it's worth, so I like getting more than a field goal in what projects to be a low-scoring affair. Number three, Philadelphia Eagles are up to minus 3.5 versus the Washington Commanders this week. Now, for those of you still with me after I told you to consider betting on both the Giants and Titans this week, let's break down this critical NFC East matchup, shall we? As you know, the Eagles have now won 10 consecutive games. That's the longest active win streak in the league. Right now, they're also, the Eagles, a perfect 3-0 straight up in ATS in division games this season. Note, you'd have to go back to the Michael Vick days, 2011, 2012, to find the last time Philly won and covered 4 consecutive division contests. So history's somewhat against them covering the minus 3.5 in this one. I'll also point out that Washington goes from road favorite to home dog this week. So maybe a little value there. The Eagles' defense continues to perform at an exceptional level, though. So my favorite bet on this game would actually be the under 45.5. I think that Eagles defense can slow down Jaden Daniels and the Commanders offense. Also worth mentioning, betting the under in these divisional rematches has been historically profitable. In this case, the first meeting was a 26-18 Eagles win, so only 44 points. And that was with the Commanders scoring a garbage time touchdown. Vic Fangio's great Eagles defense held Washington to just 274 total yards in that game. Number four, from the NFC East, let's move to the NFC North, a division where the 4 teams are a ridiculous 30-10 straight up and 26-14 against the spread against non-division opponents this season. And that's with the lowly Bears kind of holding things down, at least in the straight up record department. Now the Lions are facing the Bears this week, so throw that game out. It's a division game, but we do have Vikings at the Seahawks later on Sunday, and the trend I just mentioned obviously points to laying it with the Vikings on the road. In fact, road favorites this season are a very strong 48-35-3 ATS. Furthermore, road favorites since week 9, 34-8 straight up, including 14-1 the last 2 weeks and a perfect 7-0 last week. But Seahawks expected to get back running back Kenneth Walker, and quarterback Geno Smith expects to play as well. I'm going to punch back at those trends I just laid out. The NFC North teams dominating non-division teams and the road favorite streak. Seattle catching points at home seems like a dog that might have a little bit of bite. Number 5, I wanted to give you something on the Sunday night game this week. Buccaneers currently -4 at the Cowboys, so another road favorite. But let's look at the prop market for this one. Did you catch Baker Mayfield's comments the other day concerning wide receiver Mike Evans? For those of you who may have missed it, Evans needs 251 more yards receiving in 3 games to reach 1,000 for the 11th consecutive season. Evans is the only player already in league history to start a career with 10 straight 1,000-plus yard seasons, and by extending that record, he would tie the legendary Jerry Rice for the most consecutive 1,000-yard seasons ever. So back to Mayfield. What did he say? Quote, "I'm thinking about it more than Mike is." After the Bucs quarterback said that, Evans' receiving yards prop for this game shot up to 80.5. I'd still take the over at that number. Evans needs to average at least 84 yards each of these next 3 games to get to 1,000. He had 159 last week versus the Chargers. So that is the Power 5 for Sunday. Smash that like button if you learned something. Again, feel free to comment down below with any questions. After you do that, head on over to wt.buzz/BP where you'll find all of my selections for this weekend, NFL or otherwise, on a 12-6 all sports run entering Saturday. I know Friday sucked, but we'll turn this thing around. Get things going back in a positive direction. Again, it was 12-4 entering Friday. And if you buy a 30-day all-access pass right now, we will extend your service all the way through the end of January, free of charge. Great deal to take advantage of there. So until next time, guys, let's cash some tickets.